Last time on the Great Ace Attorney 2.
There was one thing that I could never find out. Daddy's name. His name wasn't anywhere on the notes that he'd made about his work with Hurley. But then one day...
When you saw this autopsy report, you decided to steal it.
Borrowed is more of a word I'd use.
Yeah, I like that one. Borrowed without consent.
Permanently borrowed.
To be returned at an indeterminate time.
When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's.
I must apologize, Iris. This is really all my fault. I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes?
Dear me, you've noticed, I see.
What on earth's the matter, Miss Susato?
Is this autopsy report, Mr. Naruhodo? The writing isn't Dr. Wilson's at all. It's my father's.
Aha!
What is going on?
What? Professor Dakota-Buzz? So, what about the supposed partner of yours? Did he really exist or not?
You've come straight to the point, I see.
And please come straight to the answer.
Well, perhaps after my logic and reasoning spectacular...
Oh, no, you don't.
He was a trusted comrade, and the only person I could truly have called a friend.
So, where's your partner now?
Allow me to introduce you to my great friend. I'm sorry, hang on. This is a bit...
What the hell's going on?
My smooth brain is taking a minute to adjust.
I just arrived from Japan with Seishiro and Genshin. I decided I needed someone to share lodgings, and was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes. And the situation of our cohabitation led to us pursuing cases together, you see?
Father,
Oh no.
as your daughter, I am very proud to learn that you were the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now.
And that is?
You know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris's father. Eugene, you dark horse, you.
When in Britain, and I was a younger man back then.
It was recommended that I sow the royal oats, so to speak.
Oh!
All right.
Final chapter!
Oh my
That's it.
God!
Oh, shnikes!
Okay. Let's do
Ooh,
it.
it's a big moment, guys.
Yes.
Oh, and we're gonna have to find out next time. Shut up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Disillusion Plays the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Sarah.
Nice. And then, just before we do hop on in, if you do like what we do, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then ring the bell to receive notifications about when we post future content.
Sure do.
Oh,
yes.
And watch other stuff.
Oh, yes, the courtroom apparently seemed very different to normal.
Well, yes.
All right.
Yes. And I noticed that the music has changed. And as someone who has listened to elements of the soundtrack, I mean, I've not memorized every track, but this is something like The Secret Trial or something which is like, what is this? What is this?
Secrets.
Which is, yeah, kind of wild. So, yeah.
Exciting.
And it seemed very different to normal.
Oh, no. Straight in.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. It would seem.
See, Pete hasn't wrecked his voice enough for this
No.
yet.
It sounds like, that certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops.
Are you all right, Fancy, Mrs.
That a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops.
I wonder who that certain someone is. Stronghart.
Yes.
You know, that lamp, looking at it, makes me think of a flamingo with a lamp balanced on its head.
It does look like a flamingo,
Yeah,
actually.
I see it.
I can see
I
that.
see it.
I can see
It's
that.
like, hello. What does that mean?
Now I'm thinking of Libby. Did they kill me?
Did it kill me? Oh, you did it! Did they do it?
Did they do
Turn
it?
the light off! Turn the light off!
Safe power, safe power. That's what you must do, guys. Turn off lights when you're not using them.
Need more gas! Need more gas! Well, I'm trying to think, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, need more coins or something or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Need more weird coins made in soap.
Need soap.
Need soap.
Actually, the coins were made from ice. The soap was merely used as a mold.
I forget, why was it red? Was it the tea?
Yeah, because he used he was using tea. He was using Soseki's tea for the coins that time.
Yeah, so I'm like, red.
Oh, we've lost it already.
What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris?
I don't know. He was out all night and he hadn't come home by the time I left this morning.
Oh, I see.
Was Professor Makotaba out all night too, do you think, Miss Susato?
Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all.
Oh dear.
They?
They've been kidnapped and held hostage.
Oh god, has Jigoku been on the...
Clammy de Killer.
Clammy.
It's not Shelly de Killer, because obviously he's not been born yet, but it's his great ancestor, Clammy de Killer.
It seems that they went on what do you call a lads' night out and went for a pub crawl.
They're stuck in Skegness.
And got absolutely trolleyed.
Trolley. I do love. I can't remember where I saw it. I don't know if it was a Reddit post or something where they said that, like, in British, you can say, if you put like "you absolute" and then pretty much any word, it can be used as like some sort of insult or friendly banter sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you absolute tree.
cell phone.
Yeah. Cell phone's a bit weird, but like, you absolute bottle.
You absolute salad.
That's it. Oh, you complete and utter biscuit.
You absolute Great Ace Attorney 2 resolve.
That's a mouthful.
It's a little bit long in the... Anyway.
They?
Oh, I wondered if Judge Jigoku was...
Ah, yes.
Father, Judge Jigoku, I mean.
So what we need to look for is like human-sized holes in walls from where Judge Jigoku has burst through, like freaking All Might or the Kool-Aid Man. Even Judge Jigoku.
That's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once.
And we're gonna go, and then we go in, and it's like, well, I hope you like what I've done with the place.
Oh, no. Can we not? No.
Hi there,
secret
Sarah.
trial.
Don't go away, you.
It's weird to think that Nagito would be here as well as Monokuma. Like, Monokuma makes maybe a tiny bit of sense. He'd be like
Well,
a
it's
stuffed...
Ryunosuke's hope pitted against the hope of whoever this is that's done all of this. So of course I'd be here to watch.
I just... Because I imagine
Make
that
it stop.
Monokuma would be like an old-fashioned weird little bear sort of type.
Well, no, he'd have the judge wig, right? He'd have the big powdered white wig.
Let's give it everything we've got.
No, it's in a British accent. British Monokuma.
Let's give it everything we've got. In it.
Eat it, bruv.
In it. Cockney Monokuma isn't real. He can't hurt you. Cockney Monokuma.
Let's get this show on the road.
It's like, yeah, what would that even be?
Let's give it everything we've got. In it.
I just did the same thing again.
It's punishment time.
It doesn't... Yeah, it's sort of less friendly and more... I mean, not like Monokuma is exactly friendly, but it's kind of just a bit more aggressive sounding.
Yeah.
Like, oi! What are you doing in that?
Oi! Right.
Guys, we should probably advance the text.
Yeah, we should.
I don't know what you mean.
Good luck then, Runo. Good luck, Susie.
Yes, thanks, Iris. We'll probably need it.
And you, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well.
I wish you wouldn't use that name. Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I would normally show a fraction more emotion. However, I am standing in front of this Nipponese gentleman.
We must go inside now, Lord Van Zeiks.
Ugh. If I must.
I have to be invited in first.
Oh, that was good, Taylor. You got me.
Lord Van Zeiks has always been the formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today, I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Asogi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world.
You really shouldn't.
And so yeah, I'm not sure if that's wise, but okay.
Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me.
The delicious fish and chips.
It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning.
The deadly trial. The
Shut
deadly
up!
final
No!
reckoning.
Stop spoiling it!
Okay. Drum roll. Oh, the suspense.
Oh! Like we've been doing to everyone. I'm just like, will you just get in the courtroom? We want to see! Just, God damn it, shut up.
I mean, it looks exactly the same. There's no judge.
Why is it different?
What?
There's no judge.
They're like,
Wait.
I thought you said it was different, Mr. Narrowed.
It's like,
It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday.
I'm not entirely sure I agree.
There are cold stares piercing me like knives from all sides today.
I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit let down. I was expecting there to be some kind of visual change, apart from there's less people.
Is it going to be
again.
Lord Stronghart here who's sitting in for the final
In-
for the final day of the trial? Because
as
he's the
the judge.
Supreme Court justice,
he's
isn't he?
gonna be there. He's gotta be. This is where he's
think-
the judge.
Oh, you might be right, you know.
Mr. Naruto, look!
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, God.
Lord Stronghart!
Oh, you son of a barstool.
Oh, dear.
You absolute barstool.
Oh, okay.
This is not going to be biased in any way.
Oh, God, no.
Kazuma must have known beforehand.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to trying to...
Oh, once again, my prediction came true.
The ramifications of this trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scottish Yard inspector.
Lord Van Zeiks?
Thank you.
I'm sorry that I have less range than you. Blech.
In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system.
An exposed.
Rock the Casbah?
What?
What?
Rock the
Oh,
Casbah?
Rock the Casbah, yeah.
Rock the Casbah?
It's a song.
I don't know what you're talking
It's an 80s. It's an 80s song, I believe.
You really don't know Rock the Casbah?
I mean, maybe if I heard Rock the Casbah, I'd know
Rock
what it is.
the
I don't need your
Casbah.
impression. I don't need your impression. It's not going to help.
Okay.
I'll look it up after the episode.
The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak.
Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary.
Well, yeah, you did it right, you did it right.
From
God, I wish he'd stop saying that.
Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment.
And by uncover the truth, I of course mean that I buried the truth so far that nobody will ever discover it again.
By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial.
Oh,
Whoa.
And one over which I, male Stronghart, exercise total and unequivocal authority.
he's got a different staff, hasn't he?
Is it
Yeah.
different? He's got a unicorn.
Got a unicorn. Oh. Oh, well, alright, he's guilty, that's it
Guilty.
done.
Look, the six shortest flames just...
As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present
Those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a judicial.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at you pronouncing it. I was just like, you were like, I really wish he'd stop saying that. It was like, judiciary. The judicial judiciary is here to observe over the judicial judiciary process.
I know. Our distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Stronghart.
Shade thrown.
On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zeiks. You were a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother, Clint, in fact.
Oh, you have to go and use the brother card, do you?
Oh,
shoot.
I mean, I don't feel like it would actually make that noise if you hit it on the the spike, the horn. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. To be in session for the trial of Baroque Van Zeiks, who officially stands accused of murder.
Bailiff, where are my doves? Where are they?
Oh, blast! Oh, damn, go! Oh, latch got stuck, sorry!
To the flipping John Woo trial.
Counsels for the prosecution and defense. Are you in full readiness to proceed?
The defense is ready, my lord.
As is the prosecution.
Good!
Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scottish Yard. I don't like the piercing stare.
No.
I don't like it. He's like Android 17 or something. Or 18.
Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scottish Yard knew nothing about.
No, the difference is if Android 18 was staring at me, I would feel something different than if Android 17 was staring at me.
Yeah, I suppose. Is it Red Rocket? Is that the company? Is
Red Ribbon! Red Rocket
Ribbon.
is not a different thing, Pete!
Oh dear.
Oh, for God's sake, it's 2 R's. I didn't know. Sauce.
Red Rocket Army, Jesus Christ!
Maybe you're
That's the X-rated porno version.
Oh wow. Okay, so there's I didn't realize that was the connotation. How lovely of you two. How perverse.
I mean, it would
The
be
Red
us.
Ribbon.
The Red Ribbon Army.
Apologies. Yes, he looks like someone from the Red Ribbon organization. It's all good. All of this is wrecking my voice a bit, so I'll be able to do Van Zeiks better. Hopefully. And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice. Is it clandestine or?
Clandestine.
It is yeah.
I think it's we say clandestine over here, but I don't think clandestine is wrong either.
No, I mean,
I've heard it say clandestine.
like British. And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice.
Which was not me.
Mr. Daily Visual, who would be given the inspector's identification.
I think you mean Mr. Daily Vigil.
What did I say?
Mr. Daily Vigil. You went, Mr. Daily Vigil, not Mr. Daily Vigil.
Uh-oh.
I was just doing
I was like, did I just say it
was
wrong?
I was doing the silly accent. I'm
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, everyone watching. All two of you.
And present himself around the capital in order to establish credible.
Creditable.
We must get credit.
I hate myself right now. And present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scottish Yard work, when in fact he wasn't.
At the end of yesterday's session, That was slightly Van Zeiks. Sorry. At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory.
So I had him killed.
It would
The
appear
way his mouth movements work is also sort of throwing me off, too.
he talks through his teeth, doesn't he? It's like, it would appear he buried his memories of the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. I don't like how that sounds.
No.
Because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Berkeley Prison, he abetted the convict's escape.
Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at Sin Sinners.
It's like each time you see him, the scroll gets a little bit bigger.
No, why thank
He's
you.
compensating with his scroll.
He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League.
Not the Red Rocket League.
I didn't say that about the league, did I? That's not what I said. I mean, you can keep bringing it up.
Oh my. Pete officially hates us
I'm just
now.
like, it's just like, why are we here? Is it just to suffer? It's just like, they played us like a damn fiddle! Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. And if there's one thing you know about me, it's that I'm obsessed with time. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier, and I want to say that that's complete arse.
No.
Because I say so, because
I killed him two
I-
days before.
I mean my paid assassins. I mean the paid assassin. I mean probably.
Baby.
Some people, a little birdie told me. This was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound.
Such a
And as you know-
sorry.
And as you know, I'm quite obsessed with watches and time.
The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord.
Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Asogi.
I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense's suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an...
There it is!
Here we are! I have here an updated autopsy report. That's my boy.
Edgeworth would be very proud.
That includes the amended details.
But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday. That the time of death was 5 p.m. on the 1st of November.
Only because you coerced the coroner! Sorry, Taylor, were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say, that's the face that Pete makes when Sarah and I keep going on with the rude humor. It's like,
It's the face. I guess, yeah, I've already made that face.
Yeah, he has. There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however.
That's impossible! No one could know that
It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled.
He put it in the Coca-Cola fridge. The Coca-Cola mini fridge.
Folded him like a pretzel, shoved him in there.
That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to... I've just read that in a really weird way. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse.
Yes, but as you are the supreme chief, whatever you are, justice, whatever you are,
Supreme fella.
supreme fella, you have access to a morgue. And no doubt that morgue will have a cold storage. Could
I
he
mean-
not be there?
I mean, you'd think so.
Because he could have been, as they said, he could have been killed elsewhere. And if
My
there's gonna
lord!
be... Oh, sorry. Go on. That's all right.
no, finish your thought.
No, I was repeating myself. Just basically, yes, if there's one place that's probably going to have a cold store, it's going to be a morgue. Just saying.
My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly.
Nope.
Denied.
Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident.
It would, yes. Especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities.
Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities?
Oh, you betcha. Scottish Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work. So the prosecution calls its first witness now!
Gina?
Yeah, it's gonna be. And Toby.
Oh, blimey.
Ryunosuke.
just like bites Reno's face off.
Yeah. State your name and occupation for the court.
None your business.
Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting. Reaper.
Reaper? It's represent.
Represent. I thought I said Reaper for a minute.
Representative.
Representative of Scottish Yard. A self-conferred rank, but never mind.
Gina? Again?
I keep coming back like a bad smell, don't I, Reno? What's your problem, Odo? What's with that, Gina? Again, look, eh?
Ooh! Ah!
The boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone else ever did.
Oh, I suppose proving you innocent doesn't count then.
Oh.
Inspector Gregson, you mean?
He got me out there. He got me out the back some to the East End and took me under his wing. Taught me that life can have a purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him. Oh, Gina.
Right. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes. No.
I have to say, Taylor, you've got that sort of dejected kind of like, oh yes, here we go again. Like, I do like that very much.
Thank you.
What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scottish Yard's investigations yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about.
So you mean to tell me that you found out that his secret activities were secret? Excellent. Well done, Kazuma.
No, I'm just getting warmed up, Ryunosuke.
Very troubling.
That face. Lord Stronghart knew.
Of course he did.
I don't know what you mean.
Ooh, quisplat.
So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report. Coming right up, sir.
Righto, sir.
Oh no, can she actually read the report though?
Oh,
Yes.
oh, that's rude.
Sir.
I am trying, you know. All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a lot of secret meetings in it.
A load of secret meetings.
According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day.
Smuggled goods dealings, okay.
Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at their place too.
A load of stuffed animals called PC Badger disappeared somewhat mysteriously from a storehouse, and along with its diamond that seems to have been gone missing at the same time. It's all very strange. And then there's some report of this weird girl that's fallen into the cruise ship after jumping off a bridge, and then some fella with a top hat.
Hey, boss.
It's enough to drive a man to madness.
Hey, boss, I think you've got the wrong case there. I think that's the other case, the one that we're looking at
Also,
on Saturday.
I know we sort of we found ourselves unable to decide when exactly the period was set of that game, but I believe it was at least sometime after this one.
I think probably a considerable time after this.
It's slightly more modern day,
Slightly
considering
more.
the airplanes.
Well, I mean, unless you're
But
Leighton and
probably
you're in a
60s.
time bubble in the 1900s.
Yes,
So
it's-
Leighton is
it's
in this
prob-
time
It's
period.
like, is
but-
it the 80s? Is it the 50s? I don't know. But
Who knows?
both of those are after this. So
Smuggled goods.
I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what's written in the book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines. Goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe.
Yes. The spices. The most black of all black markets. That's the reason they call it the black market, because of the pepper.
well, you know what they say? They say those who control the spice control the universe. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're onto something. Wink.
Paul Atreides over here.
Read the next line.
That was supposed to be the voice.
Yeah, I figured. The voice doesn't work on me.
Sorry.
It's well known they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital.
Oh, I meant to say perhaps we should advance the text. I just couldn't remember what the... I just couldn't remember it in the...
Oh, well
Sorry, when I was
done,
doing
you
my joke.
absolute black market.
But the police are rarely able to locate them in time.
If there's one thing you can rely on me to do, it's completely butcher a joke.
Look, they say the best ones have to be explained.
I didn't
so
explain it. I completely ruined it.
I was trying to give you some credibility there, but
I don't
never
know.
mind.
I don't know.
So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets.
It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activity.
I'll just come out and say it.
But not, it's been suggested. I'm not saying that I'm involved, Jesus Christ.
No, of course not.
No doubt No doubt Gregson.
Gregson.
Excuse me. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties.
Oh, we're just dancing right around the barn, ain't we?
That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge.
And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time?
In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. Oh. Hello.
Cheeky.
Ooh.
Goodness. The chess club.
Yes.
The local London board game club.
And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scottish Yard's investigation into the matter.
Lord Van Zeiks at a gentleman's club?
No, I didn't.
That
know
can't
anything
be!
about that.
We haven't heard anything about any of this.
The members of the club have testified to it. But there's no question. The accused, Baroque Van Zeiks, was present.
And if we just have a little quick look at the members list here, you'll see that actually it's quite a short list. And at the top here, we've got Chairman Male Stronghart.
That's my twin. We just happen to be called the same.
Oh yeah, it's the same name, and they look the same.
I'm Lord Chief Justice Stronghart. That's Chairman
Ah,
Strong. There's
sorry.
a big difference.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, fair enough. That would be very significant testimony then.
My, but Lord Van Zeiks has made no mention of this at all.
It's almost like it's being made up on the spot. Well, perhaps not on the spot, but
In short, Lord Van Zeiks had ample opportunity to murder the victim.
Ample, like the women that he saw in the gentleman's club.
Very well then, counsel for the defense. Begin your cross-examination.
Oh, that's Jesus.
Is that doing something for you, Sarah?
No, it's not. It's making me nervous.
it's intimidating her.
No, it's not got the smolder.
No, I think we all know the smolder, like the character with the smolder is Clint Van Zeiks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Baroque's got quite a smolder too.
I mean, I guess there is that, but like every time that picture of Clint shows up, you go, "Ugh, So I can't. I feel
I
like
will admit, neurons are activated. I'm not going to lie.
there's something about a guy with purple hair dressed in like posh
Look,
attire, right?
I'm a red-blooded female. I have needs too.
Not a red rocket female, though.
Well, you're allowed to know.
There it is. There it is. That has got quite a different connotation, I guess. If you're going on what you keep sort of suggesting that means, let's perhaps not tip the conversation that direction. We might touch on some controversial topics. The victim's movements.
All right then.
So, guys, what do we think we should do? Do we
The usual?
What do we
Press
like?
everything.
No, you should. What? Oh, you saying we should? Okay. I know. I do this every time.
Hold it! So, you follow orders, do you, Gina?
No, not often, actually.
Well,
I'll do my best not
very
to.
loosely.
I'll do my best to try not to.
Nah, not me. I'm above all that, see?
Ooh.
Oh.
The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips or go and give Toby his grub and that kind of thing.
Oh dear.
Oh.
So, errands more than orders, then. Lovely.
This detective is still an apprentice after all.
Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't no one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss.
She does her own special investigations.
I
and
don't
that,
need
isn't it?
no man.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
That's why I've been doing my own investigation into what happened. Well, I didn't find much at first.
Hold it! So you went through Inspector Gregson's things?
Yep. As part of the independent Lestrade investigation.
I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you're taking the initiative.
Look, I'm just building up my career and getting skills, you know. I'm trying to show that I'm suitable management material. All right?
Is it possible to have a migraine in the afterlife? Because if, by golly, I feel like I have one.
So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Because if anyone at the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight out on the street.
A detective's office is a place of bittersweet secrets!
I know it. Cool, blimey, some of the things that were written in that diary. Oh, made me eyes water.
And the fan fiction and all. That was
Oh.
absolutely not something I wanted to ever see again.
Those
This is
drawings
sounding-
were so detailed.
Oh dear.
This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else.
Yes.
Personal agenda. The prosecution understands that this was.
That this was
You all right
very,
over there, Kazuma?
The prosecution
No.
understands that this was very detective.
No,
Discovered who the notebook-
My voice actor is being useless today and can't find her voice.
The notebook understands who discovered this very detective.
Shut up.
Go on, Chuck.
No.
Come on. No, don't do this. We're running out of time.
The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook.
There you go.
You got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and her trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby.
Well,
No!
Oh,
no!
God.
We found it hidden in one of his desk drawers that had a false bottom.
okay.
That's impressive.
So then I went and I hid myself where no one could find me so I could have a butcher's at what was written in it. Of course, if anyone at the yard had found me out, well, they'd have turfed me straight out the street. I've given it in though, ain't I? Now, ain't I? And if it weren't...
What?
Oh,
Do you want to start that one again, Chuck? You can do it. Just do it.
I've given it in now though, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, it would never have been found.
I mean, Gina is difficult. Let's be
wouldn't
honest.
never have been found as a
would
double
never have
negative.
been
Yeah, no,
Fine.
absolutely. Was it this one? Was it the police?
No, it's a notebook.
Am I being stupid?
No, I don't think it's been admitted
I
as
don't think
evidence.
we've got it yet.
Oh, okay. It's just where they're saying about handing it in.
It's not. It'll probably come
Not
up.
to
There
us,
we go.
though.
Yeah, it's kind of it's quite a normal thing for the frequent use of double
Hold it!
negatives.
Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place?
I ain't never thought of nothing, never known.
Yep, it was all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember.
As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club.
Yes, I remember. But I was hoping to find out the name of the club for no reason.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, no.
That won't be necessary.
What?
It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal this name in these proceedings.
Yes, we've got to keep the status quo and all that.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. All I've got to do is read it out.
And you
Don't
be
you
silent,
dare.
woman!
And I could too. I've got this reading game buttoned up now.
Uh-oh.
I can't show you.
Can't I show you?
Can't I
what?
show you what I can do? Go on. What's the harm?
The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do? Insist?
Oh, we sure?
Yes!
I'm gonna do a safety
Save.
save. 'Cause you never know. Stronghart could be like, okay, yeah, no. By the way, game over.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential.
To be fair, he's got a point.
There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked.
Except to people who might already know and be frequent
Well,
users.
this is it. It's like they're going to incriminate themselves if they do say anything, or Lord Strongheart's going to kill them. He's going to silence them. You know.
I don't know what you mean. In fact, frankly, I resent those allegations.
They gonna be sleeping with the fishes, if you know what I mean.
sleeping with the fish.
As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair.
Surprise, surprise. Politicians in sordid shenanigans.
Particularly
That
weird.
never happens.
Yeah, never happens at all.
The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine.
No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection.
Oh, well,
Oh! Kazuma?
Testing him. There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trial on the day in question.
trail, isn't it?
Trial.
Was it trail or
It'll
trial?
be trial.
Trail.
Yeah, because I think it wasn't talking about a trial.
If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive.
But
Just to mess with you.
but I go to that club.
Right
I don't want people to know.
Right then. I'll get to show off my reading skills.
And it's gonna be, and it's unfortunately, I suspect it's gonna be inaccurate.
It's gonna be the titty twister.
The flubbity flub blub blub blub. Oh, okay.
Ah,
the grouse.
apparently, the smuggled goods dealing was going to happen at a gentleman's club called the Grouse.
I mean, honestly, that doesn't sound unrealistic.
Hold it! The grouse. What sort of a club is that?
I've already told you, Odo, it's a gentleman's club. I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing.
You know, loads of people sitting around smoking, like scantily clad ladies, probs. I don't know, something like that. I guess it's what you see in the picture books, innit?
But,
In the moving pictures.
but I am kind of curious.
They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted.
Have you looked in the mirror recently?
Yes, and I'm quite handsome, I'll have you know.
I'll tell you what. Me and Chief Inspector Toby could go undercover.
Oh no!
Oh, boy.
Freaking Chief Inspector Toby.
I'm just imagining poor Toby gets the short straw and he's just there in a sparkly bra and knickers.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely that's probably the least bad thing that could happen.
Yes, I didn't want to put Gina in that scenario.
Well, I just meant anything that follows could be, captured.
Could you, though?
killed.
I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out while I was in there.
Gina! I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings were going to take place, is it?
Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives of the yard reckon.
Says the even lower ranking detective.
Oh dear.
Oof.
It was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't on to it yet.
Hold it! So how had Inspector Gregson come to find out about it in that case?
That's the question, ain't it? Well, I'm just an apprentice, so...
And why didn't he inform Scottish Yard of his findings?
Oh yeah, that's what I was asking myself. 'Cause, I'm just an apprentice.
When it suits you, yes.
Anyway, the point is, something went on at that club, no question.
You can't say that for certain, though, surely.
I could, 'cause I was in it. I was hiding under the seat. A bit of deja vu and all that.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to hide under one of the seats in the gentleman's club. That just sounds like a good way to
be a
get traumatized by
Be a
something.
bit seedy.
Oh!
You guys need to stop. You guys really need to stop with that.
Ooh, that's us told.
Stop it. There's a time and a place. And this ain't the time or the place. This is gross. Lord Van Zeiks was at the club.
Lord Zeiks was at the club.
Everybody in the
Were
club
there lots
getting
of
tipsy.
seamen there?
Yes, it was the Royal Nautical Event Gala.
There was seamen in every single seat there. It was really remarkable. I'm only talking about sailors.
I'm gonna hit you.
That's abuse.
I will fight you.
You'll do well, he's across an ocean.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna be there forever. When one of us visits each other. will fight you.
Taylor, don't open the door to him.
Could we please
He
advance
was.
the darn text?
He was. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to make inquiries have confirmed it.
Yes, just to make inquiries.
Several members report having seen the accused being admitted to the room in question as a guest.
Several members.
It looks like there's no disputing that he was there then.
Well, we know that Lord Van Zeiks was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? Perhaps he'd already discovered the inspector's secret notebook.
Which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe.
Yes, we'll go with that.
Duh. Presumably, then, there are also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there?
None have been identified at this time, no.
So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club.
Oi! Why aren't you asking Inspector Lestrade here, eh?
So that's all I've got to work with.
Oh dear!
That's also the face that Pete's making at this precise moment. Gina's not holding back with that ice-cold stare of hers, is she?
I really don't know what to make of all of this.
Lord Van Zeiks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson. But he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident.
You don't think Lord Van Zeiks could have been lying to us, do you?
That's not the only way to explain this.
Oh?
If everything Lord Van Zeiks has told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere.
You mean there are details we have yet to uncover?
Exactly. A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's what we should be looking for here.
Okay.
What have we missed? Supposed to follow orders.
Well, we
investigate
should
what
probably have a butchers at the court record.
Well,
eh?
let's have a little look at all of the statements. The detective is supposed to follow orders, investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook with secret meetings. Apparently, a smuggled goods deal was happening at the gentleman's club called the Grouse. It was a big job, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is there's witnesses that saw the Reaper at the place too.
So we haven't got the notebook, so that's not going to... So what have we got?
We've got the Red-Headed League article, which is just... yeah, okay. Photograph...
Has it got a date? Oh,
No, I don't think it has.
because Mr. Vigil's there. So that's the 31st. But Mr. Vigil was there acting as Gregson.
Letter of introduction, dismissal notice, photograph, candle, the red-headed hairpiece.
I was going to give us a...
Figurine which opens the desk, the murder weapon on Fresno Street, Gregson's photograph, which presumably...
Cute.
the autopsy report of Gregson's body, the crime scene for notice board, bloody handprint,
It doesn't tell us any other details.
firecracker, the photograph of the victim, pocket watch, suspected identification, open it. Don't talk about it, just open it. Yes, Ryunosuke, thank you. Nothing important. Remember to...
So what did we got? The case was...
The Asogi papers, Gregson's trunk, which has a gouge in it, and blood on the bottom.
Oh, Gina. Iris gave us the little key ring, but I don't think that's going to be...
We've run out of options in the trial.
I think that's going to be probably late game.
Well, I mean, we could just... I suppose we haven't actually investigated it, so...
I suppose.
Maybe we should just...
So let's have a look.
Just have a look, see what it does.
What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Are you all right, Mr. Naruhodo? Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now?
I'm sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To become a proper gentleman, you really must learn stoic patience.
But I want to know.
So do we.
Huh.
So I
Okay.
guess it's
Well,
not
I guess
yet
not now then.
I guess,
Not
yeah,
just yet.
It's, gonna
It's
be
probably going to be something like, I've run out of options. The only thing I have left is that thing.
Yes.
Final victim.
A few moments later.
Have we tried to open Gregson's trunk?
No, actually. Or did we? Oh no, we did, because we got that. What's that?
Isn't that the passport?
Much later.
Witnesses that saw the Reaper. But Gregson's the Reaper. And if they say that
Yeah.
Gregson's the Reaper, and if
He's
he,
not
yeah,
in the
if,
country.
Yeah, if he was in France, he obviously couldn't have been in there. So sorry, I'm still reeling from the idea of Gregson
I
himself
know,
being,
right?
being the Reaper.
I don't think he is. I really don't.
He's gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be.
No. Ah, poo.
No.
Poopy.
3 hours later.
We're in a time.
Unless it's the passport on that statement.
There's no
Because
Why?
it had a lot of secret meetings, and then the passport establishes that he was going to travel out of the country.
There is that. No.
No.
3 days later.
Letter of introduction.
Yeah, we didn't look on the.
Oh, the Blackbird line.
Grouse.
Aha! Grouse! First class cabin 001.
Well, freaking hell, that word.
Yokohama departure 11th September. London arrival 1st of November.
Ah, that's the boat that Professor Makoto and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover.
To think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Burya. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone?
Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo?
Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh?
Oh dear. Right, so I guess this.
So I guess if it's at a port, SS Grouse.
Right, well, if it's called the Grouse, then yeah, show the ticket on that one, probably.
Oh my god.
Objection! I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues.
Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted.
Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something?
Oof.
Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called the Grouse?
The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet.
And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't.
What do you mean by that?
Oi! What do you mean by that, Odo?
I mean that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on 31st October, may not have been a gentleman's club at all.
You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force there, Counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it?
A steamship.
You think it's a ship?
Oh no. I know.
I have the evidence to prove it here.
Let me see that.
Oof.
This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy.
The other side, my lord.
Be more specific next time.
Oof.
Ah. This would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The SS Grouse.
God, that... Yeah, okay.
SS
Objection! So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club.
Ah, it's just a coincidence.
But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there.
How?
Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port.
The ship arrived at the port of Dover on the 1st of November. Ah!
The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission, that ship hadn't yet docked on British shores.
That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
Objection! The fact that the steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question.
Then show your evidence for that assertion.
That'll be the passport. Very well.
In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the 31st of October.
Revolver.
Can't do it right now.
Take that!
What's this? A passport? But travel issued to the victim? Oh no, it has the date on it. Dated the 31st of October? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country.
Oh dear.
Damn.
Order! Order! This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized.
The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover, it docked on the northeastern coast of France for a night. France?
Either.
According to my father, who was on board at the port of Dunkirk.
They said Dover, Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there?
But what possibly could have taken the victim there?
What possibly?
What possibly could have taken the victim there? I suppose we're going to have to find out next week.
I'm afraid so, yes. Yes, I'm afraid that is the case.
Oh, it's not annoying at all.
I'm sorry.
If only we hadn't messed about so much. If only we hadn't struggled with the first part of the case.
That's because we can't remember
It's almost like we're a bit shit in it.
Gavel.
I know.
Oh,
Sarah, you didn't do the oh!
I didn't. No. For once.
Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. If you like what we do, then please consider giving us a little old like. Subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday. And while you're waiting in between, why not go check out our other videos? We've got a few up there now, so it'll tide you over until the next one.
Yeah.
Until then, we'll see you again.
Catch you in the next one, everybody.
And remember, everyone, always hold on to your steamship tickets because you never know when they're going to wind up being crucial evidence in a case.